Hi, my name is Brian with the Seat Shop. Thanks for tuning in for this week's instructional install video. What we do here at the Seat Shop is a little bit different than a lot of upholstery shops. We specialize in doing one-off pieces, leather cover pieces, for trucks and SUVs, mainly domestic, Ford, Chevy, Lincoln, Cadillac Escalade, which will allow you to replace just one single cover that's worn out instead of redoing your whole seat. And this instructional video series will take you through all the different makes and models, and so you can do the install yourself right at home. Hey, this is Brian with the Seat Shop. Today on the install video we're going to walk you through how to do a driver's bottom and an armrest install for a 95 through 99 Tahoe or Suburban, or 1995 through 1998 pickup truck, Chevy or GMC, either way. Alright, when taking the seat out of the truck, there's the 4 bolts that hold to the floorboard. They use a 15mm socket, the size you're going to need for all 4 of those bolts. Another trick you need to do before you actually unplug the power connection is go ahead and lift the seat all the way up so the back portion is raised up. So the back's not down, the back's up. What it does is it's going to give you a little more clearance between here and here to be able to get to the bolts underneath, so you can drop this frame off the bottom to get to the cover. Okay, before we take those 4 bolts out, what we need to do is we need to pull this switch pack off. There's going to be 2 screws, one here and one here. We're going to go ahead and run those out, just regular Phillips head. Pull those off. Now, when we start pulling this panel off, there's going to be 3 connections. There's a set of cabling that goes to these front clips. There's one for the middle and one for the rear. Once we get it out here, alright, this one's already come loose here. This big gray panel here hooks onto this section here. There's all the little pegs that go in the holes where it makes that connection right there. So that'll just pull off. It'll pry off, and use a flathead screwdriver, just pry in between it. That'll pop off. Same with this second one, this white one. There's 5 pegs for the second one. Now this one's pretty tough to get off, but it does just pull off. Just use your little flathead screwdriver. You can get in there and kind of pry from all the different directions and get it to pop off. And this front one here, this little black one, it's just, I got one little quick connect clip. You can use the flathead screwdriver to get up under the little tab, and it'll release that right off. Now that we got this off, we can go ahead and take the 4 screws off, bolts off, drop the frame, and we'll be ready to go. Alright, now that we got the bolts off with the frame pulled away from the seat, what you need to do is follow this main power cable wire to underneath the seat where all the quick connects are. Now every seat's a little bit different. Some of them have more options than others. So you know, they're not just a set number of clips. Just make sure you unclip all the ones for your particular seat. And if you need to kind of trim some of the stuff away, like these hog rings that are holding this bag on here, you can clip these metal rings so you can see underneath. And you may have to clip some of the little zip ties holding all the stuff bundled together. Just make sure you just undo every connection you need to be able to pull this away from the seat frame. Alright, now we've got the frame completely removed from the seat base here. Next step we need to do is we need to clip all the metal hog rings that are holding the cover onto the frame. Just take this pair of wire snips here, and they're going to be all the way around the perimeter here, around these 3 sides, and this side here has actually got a plastic clip. We're going to go ahead and start cutting these off here. You don't have to actually snip all the way through. You can kind of pinch it and roll, and it'll unwind that hog ring. They're pretty tough to cut through. They're pretty thick. Go all the way around and pull all these off. There we go. I'll go ahead and get that finished, and we'll be right back. Next, we're going to pull this plastic clip off on this last edge here. Get a screwdriver. You can get it down in this right there. So the plastic J clip's got a hook right through there. So that's the part that's hooked onto that metal. You can get in there with a flathead and pop it loose real easy. The back Velcro's here. Just pull the back Velcro. It'll undo the back. And then there's also a couple straps around the back that hog ring on. So take your clips, your snips, just like you did before. Pull these back rings off. Sometimes they put 2 or 3 of them in there. Just go ahead and remove all those. We got one more in there. Alright, so that's free. Before we can take that cover off, there's one other lever we need to undo here on the side. It's just a regular Phillips screw right there in the middle. I'll pull this lever off. Get that, set that to the side. Alright, now the lever's off, we're going to pull, go ahead and start peeling the leather back. I just start in one corner and start rolling it back. You don't want to pull it all the way back, just kind of get over that front corner there. Get these front two corners done and lay the seat back down flat. Now there's Velcro underneath the cover that attaches the cover to the foam. Just you want to start in one corner and kind of pull it up an inch or so at a time. If you yank it too quick, you can wind up pulling the Velcro off the foam cushion, which you don't want to do. So start slowly peeling all that back off. Now there's a cable running through for the seat heater. I'll show you here. If you look right here, you see this cable that's running back to the bottom. Now that's going through the bottom of the frame and up underneath to the middle in here. So we need to disconnect that cable so we don't wind up pulling it and breaking it. Let's see. Okay, this is the cable that's running up through the foam. We're going to go ahead and disconnect it. We're going to cut this little zip tie there. And we're going to go ahead and pop this undone. So that way this can feed up through. We don't want to pull it too hard. Start pulling the cover. Feed that through the foam cushion. So now that's free. And we're going to start pulling the rest of the cover off the frame. Alright, now the cover is separated from the bottom cushion. There we go. Now our new cover is going to go right back on, match up the Velcro, we'll be good to go. Okay, now that the cover's off, you can see that this particular model had the seat heaters in it. Now there's two types of heating elements that they have in these seats. There's one that's built into the seat, like this one is. There's the heater lays in between this yellow foam cushion pad and the actual leather. And there's another one that's actually sewn onto it. And they use a bright orange thread and it'll actually stitch it on this outer part. Now we're going to come back with another video. Just check our website www.theseatshop.com in our video install section, and we'll later post how to take off a heating element from both style seats and add it to the new cover.